Meet the Volvo EX90, the latest addition to their fully electric lineup and perhaps one of their most important model yet as Volvo transitions to become a zero-emissions brand. Now it's now here in Malaysia for a preview, which will mean that it will be launching very soon. So without further ado, let's go and take a closer look. Now this being the replacement to the XC90, it has also inherited some of its predecessors' design, most notably the overall silhouette of the car. It is quite a tall and upright kind of SUV. That being said though, this here is actually a little bit bigger than the XC90, measuring some 87mm longer and also 41mm wider. It is also 29mm shorter than before, so it should give it a much more muscular stance on the road. There are quite a lot of new design touches here though to really bring this car more in line with their modern design language, which also includes this modern Iron Mark logo. Now this being an EV, there are of course no grille up here in front. I think this really sets the tone of the entire design with a very clean and very minimalist look to the entire exterior. The door handles sit flush to the body until you unlock the car, and there's also no plastic claddings around the wheel arches to really give this car a much more modern, much more luxurious look. But my favorite design detail here has to be the lights, both in front and at the back. They still have the classic Volvo look to them, but in a modern reinterpretation that I think looks really nice. Now right up in front, this Tor's hammer now has this pixelated look to it, but the coolest part is when you actually turn on the headlights, because the daytime running lights here actually opens up to reveal the main beams. And as all modern cars do, the lights here also do a little animation whenever you approach it to welcome you to the car. Cute. Like the XC90, the EX90 here is also a 3-row 7-seater SUV, and Volvo says that the seats here are actually set up in what's called the cinema style seats, which means each row of these seats are actually progressively higher than each other, so everyone can have a nice view out the front of the car. Now Volvo also says that this is an actual 7-seater and the back seats here can actually accommodate real adults. And well, I am 173 cm tall, and sitting behind here I actually do get quite decent amount of knee room, and headroom, well, it is quite okay, but I do have USB-C ports to charge my devices here. Like all 7-seaters, your third row knee room really does depend on how nice your second row passengers are, because the seats here can actually be moved forwards or backwards. Now, unlike the global photos that you see online, our car here in Malaysia looks like it'll only come with a black Nautico man-made leather upholstery instead of white. But still, with the flat floor and a massive panoramic glass roof, it still feels very spacious here in the cabin, no matter which seat you are in. As for up front here in the driver's seat, well, it really is Swedish minimalism in full effect, because the dashboard here is really a lot more simpler than before, with everything basically centered around this massive 14.5-inch touchscreen here in the center. But unlike the EX30, the good news here is that you also get a letterbox style instrument cluster behind the steering wheel, and there's also this little dial over here to control your media playback as well as your volume. These window switches here though definitely need some getting used to, because there are only 2 real switches over here. So to control your rear windows, you have to press on this button here before you can pull the windows down. Like the Nautico faux leather upholstery, the dashboard is also trimmed with more environmentally friendly materials instead. But even so, it does still look and feel very premium inside, and there's also the cool ambient lighting system, which Volvo says mimics the sunlight for a warm and calm ambiance at night. Now, standard equipment of course remains a mystery for now, but the show car here does come with a set of Bowers & Wilkins surround sound system, a head-up display, wireless charging pad for your mobile phone, a 4-zone climate control, soft closed doors, as well as seat heating and ventilation for the front row seats. As for the boot, now with all of the seats in their upright position, Volvo says there is 310 litres of space here, which is pretty alright, especially considering that that is only up to the window line over here. But the highlight is actually the ample amount of underfloor storage. It is really big here. I think you can even hide a full backpack underneath. Now with the third row seats down, which you can do so with these buttons over here alongside other buttons to lower the car this space here expands up to 665 liters of space, and with all of the seats down, you can actually get 1,900 liters of space, which is a lot. But if that is still not enough, there's also a frunk in front, which is pretty sizable for you to store perhaps your charging cables. Now, Volvo Car Malaysia hasn't revealed yet which variants of the EX90 will be making their way into Malaysia, but this car globally is available in two different all-wheel drive powertrains, and if we are guessing, I think both of them will be coming here in Malaysia. The first is the base model with 408 horsepower and 770 Newton meters of torque, and that gets you from 0 to 100 in 5.9 seconds. And then there's the twin-motor performance variant, which gets you 517 horsepower and 910 Newton meters of torque. And with that, the 0 to 100 times dropped by 1 second down to 4.9 seconds. Both variants globally get the same battery size at 111 kWh, with 107 of that usable for the driver. That translates to a WLTP range of around 600 km on the base model and 590 for the performance. Now in Thailand, the Performance Ultra variant is also offered in both 6 and 7-seater variants, although we are not sure if that will actually be coming here or not. As for charging, both variants come with an 11 kW onboard AC charger, which should take about 10 hours for a full charge. DC charging is supported at up to 250 kilowatts, requiring about 30 minutes to go from 10 to 80%. The Volvo EX90 is now open for booking here in Malaysia at an estimated price of around 450,000 ringgit. But if you are still hesitant on going fully electric, well, the good news is Volvo Car Malaysia will also be bringing in the 2025 Volvo EX90 facelift, and it's now also open for booking here in Malaysia as well. So what do you think? Is this a worthy successor to the super popular EX90? Let us know in the comments down below. But if you need more info, as always, head on over to AutoBuzz.my.